identify as a woman, it's really important that those of us who do have privileges like speak up for trans women in the community, especially because they're the most at risk for hate crimes.
They are not the most at risk for hate crime. Men are the ones that are at risk for murders. Men are the ones that are at risk for physical attack. That's the reality. If you look at the statistic, who is being attacked the most? It's not the trans people. It's the men. Men are being killed the most, especially in the US. Men are being attacked physically the most, especially in the US. So all of this notion about that they are the most at risk of attacks, that's not true. Secondly, if you can't define what a woman is, and yet you're fighting for trans women because you're so eager to include them into your group, you have to understand that as soon as you accept trans women as women, which is what has been pushed in the progressive agenda in the past few years, then you give up the right to fight against trans women in women's sport. You give up the right to fight against trans women in women's bathroom. And that's the reality, because women are at risk in their bathroom because of trans women, because of biological men being in their bathroom, because of biological men being in their prisons, because of biological men physically competing against them in sport. And people are going to pose this argument. You know, sport have been open to trans since 2004. Have you seen the number of the new generation that identifies as trans? We have a jump of more than 10,000% of young people identifying as trans. So the number of people will increase the probability of trans people competing in sport. And you will see it. Men are going to destroy women because they are stronger physically. They are much better physically than women. This is why we have two different categories. We've had two different categories for years and years and years. So if you can't acknowledge that men and women are different, and you are pushing for this agenda to include trans women everywhere, you're not fighting for women. And the worst part is that it is the feminists that are supposed to fight for women, that are fighting for trans women to be included in women's sport, women's bathroom, and women's prisons. That's insane.